Tonight on Ctv3 News, Curacao teacher arrested and charged with multiple counts of sexual offenses against a minor. Armed robbery at Puma gas station is back in Blackman, ND, leaves businessman injured. And the Belize BPO Association assures proposed U.S. call center legislation unlikely to impact local industry. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Wednesday, August 13th, 2025.
World shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. From agribusiness to aquaculture, from renewable energy to digital services, from tourism to trade, this is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience, September 3rd to 5th at Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Josetún presenta Los Cumbia Kings. Los Cumbia Kings en concierto. Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange Bowl, Belice. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación QuiPass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Mechas, gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas,
La aplicación Express Plus,
Cuellos,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia,
Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse.
The new designs for Belize's new banknotes have been revealed. But why are only two national figures featured on the banknotes? The individuals honored on our new banknotes have received Belize's highest distinction, the Order of the National Hero. As of January 2025, only two persons have been awarded this title. The Right Honorable George Cadle Price, regarded as the father of the nation, who was the first Prime Minister of Belize and renowned leader in our road to independence, and the Honorable Philip Stanley Wilberforce Golson, one of the longest-serving members of the House of Representatives, known for his unwavering stance on protecting and preserving Belize. By featuring these heroes, we honor their invaluable contributions to the development of our nation. New look, same value, heroes' legacy. Learn more at www.centralbank.org.bz. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Good Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. On Tuesday, August 12th, police arrested a 40-year-old male teacher from the Corozal district and charged him with 3 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. The case came to light on Monday, May 26, 2025, when a woman brought her 17-year-old daughter to the Corozal police station to report the alleged abuse. The minor disclosed that between January 31, 2024 and March 19, 2024, the teacher had engaged in non-consensual sexual intercourse with her on 3 separate occasions. Additionally, she reported that on March 19, 2024, the teacher indecently touched her. Following the complaint, a medical examination was conducted on the minor, which certified that she had been carnally known. The police continued their investigation into the matter as the accused waits for their legal proceedings. Authorities responded to a reported armed robbery attempt at the Midnight Lounge on Cinderella Street, Orange Walk at around 9:30 last night. According to initial reports, 19-year-old Belizean businesswoman Jaylene Trejo of San Francisco Street, Orange Walk Town, was inside the lounge at approximately 9:07 p.m. along with her employee Kenzie Garcia. They were attending to a male customer of Hispanic descent when 2 unidentified males entered the venue. One suspect was dressed in a white t-shirt and black shorts, while the other wore a purple t-shirt and black mask. The assailants approached the customer and allegedly pointed what appeared to be a black and purple 9mm firearm at him, demanding his gold chain and other jewelry. In response, the customer drew his licensed firearm and discharged 4 shots onto the floor, causing the 2 suspects to flee the scene. The suspects exited swiftly, leaving behind a blue 250 Lifan motorcycle without license plates in front of the lounge. Officials arrived promptly and examined the scene. They recovered 4 spent 9mm bullets and a deformed bronze-colored projectile slug. Investigators also seized a black and purple 9mm Taurus firearm without serial numbers, along with several rounds of ammunition, including 5 S and B 9mm cartridges and 1 GFL 9mm round. The motorcycle left behind was impounded for further investigation. Fortunately, no injuries were reported during the incident. A tragic traffic accident in the early morning of July 28 claimed the life of 38-year-old police constable Arsenio Cos. The incident occurred between miles 6 and 7 on the Philip Golson Highway just before sunrise. According to initial reports, Constable Cos was traveling towards Belize City on his motorcycle after completing his daily shift when an oncoming vehicle reportedly crossed into his lane and collided into him. The impact threw him into the pavement, causing severe injuries. A day after the incident, well-known nightclub owner Cruz Rosado surrendered himself to police. Rosado is yet to be charged for the accident, and today the Commissioner of Police was asked for an update on the case.
Oh, I do know that the investigators have collected certain evidential material, they have collected video footage, and I do know that they have collected samples that are forwarded to the forensic lab, and we are waiting for determination from the forensic lab before the file is forwarded back to the DPP office for her advice.
And Paul, how would you respond to individuals that are saying that it's your cousin? That's why charges aren't being pressed as yet.
Not because someone bear the same surname, they are related. We bear the same surname, but we are not related.
All right, so you are saying on the record you guys are not related?
I have never met the individual before. I have never seen the individual except for when it was shown on the TV. I have never had any discussion with that individual. So I am not sure who is that individual.
Rosado is facing a slew of charges under the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, including failure to stop and render aid, failure to report an accident, causing death by careless conduct, manslaughter by negligence, and driving without due care and attention. An armed robbery at the Puma gas station this past Tuesday afternoon left 44-year-old Belizean businessman William Wall injured. The incident occurred around 4:38 p.m. when police responded to a distress call at the location. According to reports, Wall was at the gas station purchasing fuel when two men on a motorcycle approached him and others present. One of the men brandished a firearm and demanded money. Wall attempted to flee, but the assailant pursued him and fired shots into the ground. The gunfire caused the ground to break, and a ricocheting stone struck Wall on his right foot and abdomen. Despite his injuries, Wall complied with the demand and handed over 8,000 Belize dollars in cash to the armed suspect. Authorities are continuing their investigation into the incident, seeking to identify and apprehend the perpetrators. No arrests have been made at this time. Coming up next, Belize unveils National Tourism Security Strategy 2025-2030, plans 60% expansion of tourism police unit to enhance safety and global reputation. Stay tuned.
Josetún presenta Los Cumbia Kings. Los Cumbia Kings en concierto. Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange World Belice. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación Quipass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Mechas, gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas,
La aplicación Express Plus,
Cuellos,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia,
Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
It is truly a proud and historic moment for us here in San Ignacio. It gives me great joy to welcome you all to the official opening of the very first wooden basketball court in our community.
The cost of the project in completion was about $200,000. Honorable Mala was willing to assist us with this project. This is a huge, huge investment for us.
There can be serious development through sports, especially if the right foundation, having the right facilities are in place. Then the programs follow. We can't put the carriage front of the house by having the programs, but we only have outdoor facilities. Belize rain 6 months out of the year, and having outdoor facilities is just not enough.
Our focus is going to be on education because that's a part of using sports as a vehicle to get as many of our athletes to international schools to play football, basketball, volleyball, track, whatever it is. The other thing is health. 33% of our people are afflicted by diabetes, hypertension, or some ailment like that. And those things can be prevented So we want to create again the facilities where people can go exercise, have fun.
World shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. From agribusiness to aquaculture, from renewable energy to digital services, from tourism to trade, this is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience, September 3rd to 5th at Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Back in July, authorities made a major bust at the northern border customs checkpoint, seizing 133 pounds of high-grade marijuana. At that time, 70-year-old Eric Duhaney was driving the vehicle, was charged for the drugs. Shortly after his seizure, it was discovered that he wasn't alone and that his passenger had slipped away just before reaching the checkpoint. After weeks of a painstaking investigation, the second individual was finally discovered to be 50-year-old Customs Guard Shaka Jones from Halsley Out Corozal District, who now faces serious drug trafficking charges. Jones was arraigned in Corozal on Friday, pleading not guilty, and was remanded due to the gravity of the offense. With concerns flaring across the country about the possible effects of the proposed Keep Call Centers in America Act on Belize's business process outsourcing BPO sector, the Belize BPO Association today moved to clarify that the bill is unlikely to have a major impact on the local industry. According to the association, the legislation targets companies with direct links to U.S. federal funding, a category that only a small percentage of Belizean BPOs fall into. An estimated 90 to 95% of BPO operations in Belize serve private businesses, meaning they would not be affected by the proposed restrictions.
It boils down to the clients that you have, the relationship that you have with your client, right? At the end of the day, we have to know who we're sufficing, who services we're giving. Again, Mr. Zab has made it very clear that our clients that we're giving is not falling under the federal note that they're looking at. And that's where we're at. Some of us are doing reservation for hotels, different things like that. So it wouldn't fall under that type of criteria that they're trying to lock into the states. Right? In the states, they're trying to lock in what their federal government grants, all of these other things. So knowing your client and knowing what you're working for, it will go BPO by BPO sector and different companies to say, hey, this will affect us. For us, it's minimal on our behalf. So I would say that we should, run into that.
Most of these are private entities that don't require federal loans or federal grants. I do have a friend of mine that he actually have the couple of federal prisons that he runs. Now he's gonna have a problem, but he's also not located in Belize. So people like that I think are going to be the one that's going to be most impacted. But here in Belize, as you said just now, I would say at least 90 to 95% of the clients that are in the call centers in Belize are private entities.
The association further argues that the U.S. cannot realistically sustain all of its own support centers domestically, as doing so would cost businesses up to 4 times more than current outsourcing arrangements. It suggested the proposed legislation is a tactic aimed at stirring fear that a measure likely to be widely implemented.
And just to clarify, this is an act that's been trying to get pushed over for the last 15 years, and it's not getting passed. But realistically speaking, even if the act did get passed, I know for a fact my company and a lot of the BPOs here, this might affect 0.02 to 0.05% of our industry. What it's basically entailing is just the companies that are using call centers abroad, which is basically almost all the companies out there. The outsourcing is needed 100%. It's not an industry that's going to survive in America. And at the end of the day, they just need to basically present it to say that publicly we are using another company outside of America for it, and it makes it more difficult for them to get accepted for federal government loans, federal grants, government loans, and the majority of the companies that we deal with also don't need the federal grants and the federal funding. So again, it doesn't really affect much. All it is to spark fear. What I would definitely recommend is, I highly recommend is our companies here in Belize are extremely strong. We're very good at what we do. It's a talent that we have. It's a skill set that we have. It's instilled in us, and we're great at it. And there's always going to be economically, there's always a demand for this, right? So and we have the supply for it also. So on a worldwide market, we have bigger fish to fry than to worry about something that's coming from an act that's being proposed that's far, far away from being approved.
The association emphasized that Belize's BPO sector remains strong, employing over 18,000 Belizeans and contributing significantly to the national economy. The industry's growth, it said, has allowed more Belizeans, particularly mothers, to work, support their families, and improve their standard of living.
To the lifestyles of the Belizeans now. You're seeing younger people are going to cafes, they're traveling, they're vacationing, they're getting vehicles, they're living a good life, they're taking times off with their family. I think that's what you're seeing, the benefit of the money that's being coming in and they're making. I think that if you look at it from that standpoint, you'll see that's a significant impact on the economy of Belize. I mean, Jesus, how many coffee shops do I have here in San Ignacio? You know,
Not only that.
You know, every resort you go to, every hotel you go to, it's locals that are filling the pools and filling the area. So I think that's the impact that you're seeing, that people are staying home and spending money. People, and a lot of people who would have been in the States right now are being in Guatemala or other countries right now trying to work. They're staying at home.
Even our students at this point, we have the students that are coming here part-time and they're going, sufficing themselves, going to school through the BPO industry at this moment too. So, you know.
But that's, if you want to look at the financial impact, I'd say look at it from that standpoint of how the people are, their lifestyle and their way of life is becoming better and better.
Not only that, but even amongst our workforce too, I mean, at least 85% of them are women and mothers, and they are the breadwinners of the family too. Something we're very proud of.
While the association continues to monitor developments in the U.S., it maintains that Belize's BPO industry is resilient and well-positioned to continue its upward trajectory.
It's a no-brainer. There's no risk whatsoever. And I'd love to make sure, like, if there's anything we can take away from this meeting, is to let Belize know that we're strong. We're not, this is not a threat to us in any way. And that there's always going to be a demand. There, for one thing I could tell you, for the 11 years that Globalcom has been here, compared to all our other neighboring call centers, we are not in competition with each other for clients coming in. There's always a demand for clients coming in. The most we're ever in competition with, and it's a healthy competition, we're always striving to get the best talent, the best skills, the best laborers, the best people that ought to come join our teams, right? And that's the only thing. And again, that's a very healthy competition because we get to educate each other and train each other. And as employees move around and things happen, we still uplifting each person in our community. So we try our best to just make sure that we are able to uplift, educate, and train for each individual to become better and be financially supportive of their families.
Belize is currently working to fast-track a transition from traditional business process outsourcing BPO hub to a diversified global digital services GDS industry as U.S. lawmakers consider the Keep Call Centers in America Act, a bill that could impact overseas outsourcing jobs, including in Belize. The Ministry of Investment Policy and Compliance Unit has been monitoring the proposed legislation while moving ahead with initiatives to modernize and expand the sector. Since 2024, the ministry says it has been working with the Inter-American Development Bank (IDB) and the Belize BPO Association to craft strategies that will boost competitiveness, develop high-value digital capabilities, and shield the industry from external shocks. In February, the ministry signed a contract with Spanish consultancy Cogenia CYL to prepare a global digital service investment policy aimed at growing exports in areas such as cloud computing, fintech, AI, cybersecurity, and creative industries like film, design, and animation. In April, a separate IDB-funded project began with a Belizean-UK consortium to train 50 BPO professionals in high-demand skills including cybersecurity, data analysis, UI/UX design, and cloud engineering. Officials say these projects mark a deliberate shift towards higher value services, positioning Belize to tap into the rapidly expanding global digital economy. The ministry is urging industry stakeholders and the public to take advantage of the upcoming training opportunities. Plans are underway to expand the Belize Tourism Police Unit TPU by nearly 60% as part of the newly launched National Tourism Security Strategy 2025-2030 unveiled this morning in Belize City. The comprehensive strategy outlines measures to strengthen joint enforcement teams, modernize security infrastructure, and enhance training for both public and private stakeholders. It takes aim at a broad spectrum of threats from petty theft and gang-related violence by cyber attacks, natural disasters, and cross-border crimes, with a particular focus on safeguarding both remote sites and high-traffic tourism hubs.
We've been working on this strategy for the past 2 years. We brought together a group of people, 6 to be exact, from the Tourism Security Task Force, and we worked tirelessly to deliver a document that is designed to protect the industry. That is this document, which is the National Tourism Security 5-year plan. And so what the plan is intended to do is to bring all the agencies together by way of their commitment to the document to make sure that we keep the industry completely safe. Tourists can come to Belize and feel safe that while they're here and they're staying and enjoying their vacation, that together the tourism security forces, the police department, the BDF, the Coast Guard, we are all working in tandem to make sure that tourists come, feel safe, and enjoy their stay while they're in Belize.
BTB security specialist Herman Blees noted that the groundwork for this tragedy began 2 years ago, underscoring the collaborative investment made to safeguard the tourism industry.
Came up with a small committee of 6, and then we traveled the country. We went to all the corners in the country, and we interviewed chairmen, mayors and chairpersons and stakeholders, and we tried to understand what in their area, they understand their main tourism concentration in their particular corners. We look at what their needs were, whether they're having lighting issues, whether they're having safety issues, they're having hot spots that makes tourists unsafe. We look at all of those, then we come back to the table and we sit down and we discuss all of those threats to the industry, and then we start developing the strategy from there.
Beyond Beyond improving on-the-ground safety, the plan, according to security specialist at the BTB Herman Belize, seeks to bolster Belize's global reputation as a secure and dependable destination.
Okay. One of the things that is built into the strategy, now the Belize Tourism Board receive reports from the police all the time. As a matter of fact, we get a monthly report. So what changes now is that whatever reports we get has to be tied back to the strategy. So whatever report or action that they do on the ground has to relate to the strategy. Not anymore just go out there and figure things out and then write a report. No, that's not the way we're expecting it to work now. When we receive a report from any of the agencies, it has to tie back to the strategy.
Police Commissioner Dr. Richard Rosado confirmed that changes within the Belize Police Department are also in motion to support the initiative.
The police department plays an integral role because we are the primary law enforcers when it comes to in terms of maintaining law and order and ensuring the security of the tourists.
Okay. And so how do you guys see yourselves fitting into it? I know they just mentioned that next week there will be a new commander for the tourism police. So would you be able to give us more information on that?
Well, the commander designate is Assistant Superintendent Zenebio Kok. He will assume command on August the 15th of this year. And what I do believe is that he comes with a background from the community policing unit because he have been working with the community policing unit for the past 15 years. The tourism strategic plan speaks about developing collaboration, working with stakeholders, working with our partner agency. So I believe he would be an asset for us in implementation of the tourism security strategic plan.
The unveiling of the strategy follows last year's update to the National Sustainable Tourism Master Plan NSTMP 2012-2030, which serves as a guiding framework for tourism development. That master plan also identified safety and security as critical pillars for delivering positive visitor experiences and ensuring the sector's continued growth, competitiveness, and resilience. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
In the heart of the Americas lies a country that connects nations, cultures, and commerce. Belize, where CARICOM, Central America, and southeastern Mexico meet, offers more than beauty. It offers opportunity, a stable democracy, a bilingual workforce. And in this new global trade era, Belize is more than a destination. It's the nexus of tomorrow's investment frontier. A robust logistics and trade infrastructure connects you to over 200 million consumers. And as the world shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. From agribusiness to aquaculture, from renewable energy to digital services, from tourism to trade, this is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience, September 3rd to 5th at Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Curacao Town is gearing up for a festive and vibrant September, and Mayor Rigo Veo says this year's celebrations will be bigger and better than ever. Speaking ahead of the official launch of the local September celebrations calendar, Mayor Veo shared that a full slate of events is being planned to honor Belize's independence and national pride. Mayor Vegas is extending warm invitation to residents from surrounding villages and neighboring Orange Walk town to join in the festivities, especially the highly anticipated Independence Day parade.
Like every year, we have a good calendar of events, and we will definitely have all the usual things. Of course, a lot of people are looking forward. I have to say, Miss Norma, for our carnival, um, which has turned out to be extremely famous and well attended. And I want to ask the people to come and experience Corozal's Carnival, the Juve, and the regular 28th night, 21st, and the 9th and the 10th. No? Those are the major ones that I will mention right now. We will put out a local calendar that will include just for Corozal Town. That's what we're working out. We're working on it. And I am sure that people are patiently waiting for September because I know that there's a lot of fun happening here at Corozal Town on every September, right? So I want to ask them to look forward when we issue this local calendar, and for them to make plans, make plans, and the invitation is open not only for our Corozalinos, for everybody, including people from Orange Walk, which I know they do come, and the villages. So it's Corozal, it's safe and it's cheaper. So look forward for our September celebrations calendar.
The full calendar of events for Corozal Town will be officially released in the coming days, giving residents and visitors plenty of time to plan for what promises to be one of Corozal's most memorable Independence Day celebrations. Through the Health Sector Support Program Belize, Project PAHO Belize, in collaboration with the European Union in Belize, handed over 15 multiparametric vital signs monitors, telehealth kits, to the Ministry of Health and Wellness as part of our shared commitment to strengthening Belize's health system. These vital sign monitors are designed to provide real-time monitoring of key patient parameters, including blood pressure, oxygen saturation, heart rate, temperature, EKG, and blood glucose levels. This will provide frontline health workers with the tools needed for timely clinical decisions and better patient outcomes for a more responsive and resilient health system. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Thursday, August 14th, here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3blizznews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3blizznews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.